Wait, before we start, quick announcement. This podcast, we had some technical difficulties with the microphone setup, so if it sounds like Brooke's recording from the other side of the room, well, that's basically what happened. But listen to this podcast anyway. We had a great time talking about reality TV, and next week we'll have it all straightened out. So, please enjoy. Hello, and welcome to The People's Rose. I'm Jared.
I'm Brooke.
And we are a married couple that loves to talk about reality TV. We have a reality TV podcast, which you are listening to right now. And we are excited to talk about our favorite shows this week. This week, we're going to be talking about The Bachelor, which had which had Fantasy Suites this week.
Yeah, come on, dude. We've moved on.
Right, we're past that. We're going to be talking about Big Brother, which premiered last week and has had 2 episodes now, very briefly. And then we're also going to be talking about, oh my goodness, the show just gets better and better, Claim to Fame. Woo! And of course, we'll have another reality check-in, name in progress with Brooke's segment. We'll just call it Brooke's segment right now. But we're excited to talk reality TV this week. We're going to start as we've been doing this season with the Bachelorette Charity. They're in Fiji, the beautiful island. I can't remember.
Gosh, I want to go to a private island. So
right. So yeah, her guys and her are in Fiji, beautiful island. And she starts off with the talk with Jesse, who we have seen very little of when you really think about it.
What is that about?
I don't know.
Is he busy with something else?
He said, I'm not Chris Harrison. Y'all not going to have me running ragged over the show.
He's like, I got a lot of going on.
Right. So we just basically get that status check. She says she's doubting Xavier's readiness, which, we've been sticking up for Xavier. We've been wanting the best for him. But it's looking like she was right to trust her gut.
This is the saddest fall from grace, as you called it. I am so sad. He really forked up, okay? He really forked it up.
Yeah, I think last podcast said he was the kind of guy you would want your sister to get engaged to.
Yes, you did!
And thank goodness I don't have any sisters. Not any. I have sisters in law, but because I don't know how to pick them, that's for sure.
I feel like he had us all fooled.
Not Charity. I honestly thought Charity was being too hard on him, but she said, nope, I see the signs. This guy's just like my ex. He's not ready. And I was like, come on, Charity.
You're right.
But hey, I trust her. I everything I said about her not picking right.
She should have just trusted herself too,
Well, she did until he gave her the signs. So let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Let's start. Well, before that, she ended her talk with Jesse saying she wondered if Dalton was too good to be true. Spoiler alert, he's not. And then she wanted to know if she's getting the real Joey. Mm-hmm. I think she is. Okay, but
she is too.
Back to Xavier. So they start off, like you said, they get a private island and they're learning the ways of the native people. I really hope that wasn't exploitative and that's like something that's actually real. Yeah. And not just the producers like, let's go find something.
Right.
But it seemed genuine and those people seemed happy to participate. But they did the whole tribal performance. They had a ceremonial wedding dance. Charity got carried in like a queen, which Xavier said he was. She's low-key my queen. I think that right there should have been a red flag. But that's all kind of just whatever. That happened. And then we got to the afternoon date, the dinner date, where it all just kind of fell apart.
It all fell apart. It fell to pieces and crumbled on the floor.
Yeah, Xavier was saying in his interviews that he was kind of ready to be fully honest with Charity, and that can mean anything at this point. Like, I want to say I'm fully in love with you, or no, he just went straight into I have cheated in the past.
When Charity has been saying from day one how in her past relationship she was cheated on several times and it all came crumbling down.
Right.
And so look, I'll give Xavier credit. I'm glad he told her before they went into the fantasy suites. I think that was respectable in a way. But honestly, Xavier, like, come on. And then it just got worse.
So much.
Then he had the audacity to give the details that it was several times over the course of 5 days.
Yeah, so it was a bombshell. What? You should get, I hope, we're just figuring out chapters on this segment. For this chapter, if you look at whatever you're watching this on, you're going to see Charity's face of shock when she saw that had cheating in his past. But for him, that was literally the lightest revelation, because 5 times, well, not even 5 times, multiple times over the course of 5 days just made you went crazy.
And so we're just like, wait, what? Okay, Jared does this thing where he'll pause the TV.
Okay.
When we're watching TV.
Okay.
He'll pause it because he needs to take it in.
I liked how you talked about pausing the TV like it's some alien thing.
Okay, well, it is.
Okay.
Not everyone does that.
I got you. Fair enough.
So he'll pause the TV, and then we need to, like, take it in and have a chat about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, just let it play. Oh, but
sure.
This time, I was like, okay, what did we just hear? Like, we have to pause and take it in. And we're like, what? What does he mean multiple times over the course of 5 days? Then he proceeds later in the conversation to say, well, I don't know. Like, if I go on another trip with my boys, I don't know if I can trust myself.
It's so...
Like, what?
I've never done a 180 on someone's readiness so quickly. It was completely immature. He said he'd been with that girl for 2 years before he cheated on her. So 2 years, but a 5-day vacation with the boys. He couldn't handle it. And he said, Charity asked him repeatedly, what did you learn about yourself from this? And instead of saying, oh, that kind of hurt, I don't want to cause you that kind of pain. Oh, I had to grow. He said, well, I was introspective about it. She said, introspective how? He said, I really like cheating. I don't really know if I can handle that. He said, if it happens again, I know that I'm the kind of guy that cheats. He said I did that. Not like, oh, regretfully. He was like, oh, I guess I am a cheater.
Yeah.
And then she asked, she said, okay, she still gave him a chance.
Right.
She said, okay, I want to spend this time with you in the fantasy suite, some alone time, get to know each other without cameras around. Can you commit? Do you see yourself being able to? He said, yeah, not really.
He said, I need to see more from you.
I need to see more.
What more do you need to see from her?
I need to see more.
At that point, I think she was so shocked by the conversation, she was just done. I wish she would have been like what? Because that's what we all want to know.
No, I think the implication was, oh, I need to know if, during alone time, it's worth it to not. Right, because...
No, that makes it even worse.
Well, I think that's the implication, because right before that, he just said that's tough to think of being with only one woman for the rest of your life, and he phrased it as...
Oh, you're right. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I got too excited.
I know.
I'm sorry.
He phrased it as being alone with one woman for the rest of your life and losing your freedom. And that's just,
right.
First of all, that's not what marriage is. Marriage is not losing your freedom.
Yeah.
It's losing... No, I'm joking. No.
Oh my God. I was about to say, yeah, tell him.
But it's not losing your freedom, right? And to still be viewing it from that perspective means you're not ready.
Right.
Or you don't want to be married.
For sure.
And so, yeah, for him to say, I need to see more, I need to know, it's like, okay, well, she's been pretty forthcoming on who she is. It's you who's waited to reveal your true self to her at this point.
Yeah, and then he wants to backtrack and be like, oh, I spoke too soon. I should have waited and not told you my hesitations. And it's like, bro, no. You already had dug yourself into that hole. There's no coming back from that now.
Yeah, it was abysmal. It was just really hard to watch. Yeah, but I liked how Charity responded. I felt like that was the truest we've ever seen Charity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I said this on the podcast, but her Twitter and online personality just seems a lot more lively and animated, and not that she's not genuine on the show, but more like not loose like crazy, but just like relaxed and more just
less like poised.
Less, informal, but we've got the very poised version, but I feel like she just kind of was like, hey, listen, man. She said, hey, if you see another girl, you shouldn't even think about her. You know what I mean? You should just want to be with me. So then it was over for her. She wasn't mean. She actually commended him for being honest, but she said, hey, this isn't going to work. My standards are super high. I'm not sorry. Let's go. Yeah. I like it. She said,
literally. Wait, what did she say? I bet she literally was like, let's go.
Yeah, she was like, come on, let's go. And he was like, oh. And he was like, hey, if you can put me in this car right now. She's like, yeah, I'm putting you in the car right now.
She did.
And she ended it all in the diary room where the producer interviewed. She said, it's not a Build-A-Man workshop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm glad. Actually, I'm very happy that she's very poised and is like almost like a pageant. I don't mean it's derogatory, but has like a pageant presence on TV. Mm-hmm. But I actually enjoyed this charity. Yeah. That was just kind of like, hey, this is how it is. No hard feelings. Please get in the car and leave.
Right.
So I think he fooled us with the knitting.
Right.
He fooled us with the
never trust a knitter.
Right. Well, hold on. Let's be careful.
I'm kidding.
And then, and I hope they don't cast him in Paradise. They will.
Oh, they will. 100%.
But if he's a cheater, I don't want to see him in Paradise. Now, he might just see that as another 5-day vacation, to have fun with his boys.
Oh,
but I don't need that in Paradise. It's not like
you do.
No.
You would love that in Paradise.
No. What I like about Paradise is people who are open to exploring their relationships and not just pairing up with the first person on day one. But I don't want someone who's going to be a cheater or is looking to
hurt people.
Right.
Valid.
So unfortunately, I'm sorry, Xavier, you got to get the Braden treatment. It was nice knowing you. Peace out. Until Paradise, I guess. I can't
wait to see what he has to say on Mental Law.
Oh, right, because we see him stand up and leave it. They made it look like in the preview, mid-sentence or mid-talking to Charity, he just gets up and leaves. Mm-hmm. Mental Law preview looked good. So, okay, bye, Xavier. Joey started off kind of rough because they left off. Yeah, they left off in a rough place, but he was really concerned about it.
And I thought he had a really good answer about it. Mm-hmm. She was like, when I was talking to your uncle, he said that he noticed on the tennis courts, that you didn't really seem yourself. And he was like, yeah, because I really felt uncomfortable.
Right.
And he was like, and it wasn't you, it was just the situation.
He said he was nervous.
Yeah. And he was like, and I really didn't know he was coming, so when he showed up, it like really made me nervous. Right. And it really shocked me.
Right.
And I think that's fair. I think that's valid.
And he didn't back away from the claims of his family. He said, yeah, in the past I have been a person who changed a lot to be a people pleaser. Mm-hmm. But he said, I haven't felt that way with Charity. I felt like I've been my true genuine self. And in fact, all the things that he said to her, she related to. Right.
Yeah. She agreed. She was like, yeah, I can relate. And then he said he loved her. He was fully in love with her, and she said it back.
Yeah. That was one of those things in Ben Higgins' season. That was a whole plot point. Oh, he said, I love you to like 17 girls. They were running ads on Good Morning America about it. Now that's just par for the course.
Oh my God, I don't like that.
They say that to everybody. They say that to the producers. They say that to the people that are walking by on the beach. You know what I mean? I just don't think they care about that anymore. But she did say I love you to Joey and then later on to Dotun. But she's been saying that she's been falling in love with all these guys since hometown week.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's just like, I don't want to say that she doesn't mean what she's saying, but I do believe it lessens the impact for us because we've seen leads do this a lot. And she's just falling in the line of, I didn't think it when I came in here, but I am falling for multiple men. And you're like, oh, really? Well, you choose one. That's the show.
Yeah. So then the next morning, though, she was crying and she was like sad. She said she was sad because like it was ending. But I really think she's sad because she knows Joey isn't the one and she's going to break his heart. That's truly what I believe.
Well, Well, be it Joey or Dotun, at this point, you are going to be breaking up with, as she claims, someone you have a lot of love for.
Right.
So I understand that's what she's crying about.
Right.
I think I fully expect it. But,
I don't know, though. Like, is she... Does she want to pick Dotun? Would she have picked Xavier if he hadn't have just, like, totally crumbled?
no, I don't think she would have picked Xavier, but I think she was exploring that aspect of her relationship with Xavier and knew it could go further if he would open up. So maybe maybe he goes further, but remember he almost didn't get picked.
True.
A couple weeks ago.
True.
So I think she sees potential in him, but really what she saw was a potential to have the good version of her old relationship, to have doubts that someone goes above and beyond, to be like, no, I'm not a cheater. No, I do pick you. No, you are the one for me. And Xavier, she was kind of hoping that was what that would be, because that kind of redeems the hurt she felt in a previous relationship, the doubt she's had of men in the past. And Xavier, instead of stepping up to the plate, said, nah, I'm going to strike out here too. So.
True.
Okay. So, Dotun date. Dotun at this point. Now, Joey had a good date. She said she loved him. But I think going forward, if Dotun continues to do well and continue to commit and continue to make his head match his heart, as a lot of these guys say, I think most are expecting him to be the final choice, wouldn't you say?
I think so too.
And spoiler alert, after the jet ski on the private island, they got down straight to it. He discussed how this felt almost too good to be true, but as he sits and talks to her and sees her and is away from her, he realized that it's not too good to be true.
And remember on the date, he was like, I, have never really watched this show, and I really didn't know how it ended. And so a couple weeks ago, I was asking the producers, how does this end? And they said, an engagement. And you could see Charity's face was kind of like, what? Like, I told you, like, I'm looking for a husband. And then he's like, but then I thought, you know what? I'm comfortable with getting engaged to Charity. She's the one, basically.
Yeah, and I think that's such a green flag. Like, when you and I started, like, talking and getting together, if you'd given me the ultimatum and said, hey, 3 months, we gotta get married, I would have definitely been nervous and thought it over, but I probably would have been like, you know what? Okay, this is gonna be rough. Like, really rough, and it would have been really rough.
It would have been.
But I would have been like, yeah, let's do this. Because at that, even very early on, I won't say how early, I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How early? Day one.
Oh, sure.
We all know.
If that's what you want to tell yourself.
We all know.
So anyways, so for Dotun to be having those similar feelings of like, I didn't know that's what this entailed. Now that I've met you, yes, I think that's where I'm at and where I would want to be, even if it's outside of the norm. So I think that's a very big green flag. I think you can tell he's thinking it through. He's not getting caught up. He feels strongly about her, but he's thinking through his emotions and the reality of the situation. And he's come to the decision, both in his heart and his head, that he loves Charity.
Yeah.
And did Charity say she loved him back? I think so, right?
Did.
She said she was 100% in love with him, which is more than she could say. I guess she was only 80 or 30% in love with Joey. So, I mean, it was a great date with Dotun. They also went to the fantasy suites with, just like her and Joey did. And didn't seem to be made a big deal about it. They just, both the next morning seemed like they've had a good time. Both Joey and Dotun and Charity in both cases talking or whatever happens in the fantasy suites. And it didn't seem to have any bumps in the road because of that. If you'll remember, last Bachelorette season, we had someone go into the fantasy suites and they came out and we didn't know what happened. You remember Zach and...
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right.
And he, like, removed himself from the process, didn't he?
Right. So we didn't have that this time around.
It was Zach and the blonde, right?
Rachel.
Rachel, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So that was that, and I don't think anything else that mattered happened on this episode. All right, moving on.
Wait, what?
No, that was just, I was being mean. But, I mean, yes, Aaron came back.
Okay, bombshell.
He was in San Diego.
Yeah, I don't like it. It gives me
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think it's manipulative. I just see it as lame. I take that back. Let's assume that he really does have feelings for Charity and feels strongly about her, right?
Yeah.
You know that kind of refractory period after ended relationship,
right?
Where you still like, I just want to talk a little bit more.
Sure, yeah.
It ended too quickly.
Yeah.
So he probably said that, and the producer's like, sure, go ahead.
What is the timeline here? Was this prior to Xavier getting sent home? After Xavier getting sent home? If Xavier didn't get sent home, would she have reacted the way she did? There's a lot contributing here that I just am unsure about.
Yeah, well, that we'll just never know, to be honest. It's because of the way the show is produced. We have no way of knowing the order of the dates, the order of Aaron B coming back. It's just whatever
but
it is.
But then she tells him, oh, well, yeah, I'm falling in love with you. Like, what, Charity? What are you doing?
I think the leads just get in this zone, this headspace, where the producers are talking to them about trusting the process. And this process works. You just got to open yourself vulnerably to be true to your emotions. And I think they get so caught up in that they start acting crazy, right?
Yeah.
So a person you just broke up with comes back, and it happens with all the leads. Like, I did have love for you. It was a strong love, and I don't want to deny that. And I don't know if that helps you, but I do want to tell you that I do love you. But also, there's another, and it's just like, okay, this in the real world, if you choose someone over someone, the best thing for both parties is when that person never comes back is to say, hey, no, I didn't choose you. Sorry, bye. And not, right. I mean, in a much nicer way, but in the show, they get so caught up in it and sharing their true emotions and feelings that they say stuff like this. But do you really think she's going to pick Aaron B?
No, she better not.
And honestly, this is another thing. This is another thing that I don't think people really talk about. But Aaron B, there's going to be that moment where even if she does take him back, she's going to be like, but wait, why'd you send me home? You know what I mean? Why did you get rid of me?
Yeah.
And I don't know if a lot of people have, like, they get caught up into it, but when real world hits, they start thinking like, wait, hold on, what? You picked 3 other guys over me? Not just one? Can we address that?
Right.
So I just think it's a waste of time.
True.
I can't think of one time where I was like, oh, wow, yeah, please get them back. And it worked out.
For sure.
But he did.
Actually, I just thought of one.
What?
Farmer Wants a Wife.
Okay.
When the girl left to go when her grandfather passed away, she went home to go take care of things, say her goodbyes, pay her respects, and then she came back and she won.
Right.
She won! And we knew that they had the best connection before she left.
Well, yeah, spoiler alert, they didn't work it out after the show. They're no longer together.
Oh, no.
So
Did I know? I don't think I knew that.
I don't know if we talked about it, but I saw it and I was like, yeah, that figured.
No, why not?
You remember they kind of hinted at it. I'm sorry, Bachelor friends. We watched this show. It's called Farmer Wants a Wife. It's basically Bachelor, but on Fox with farmers. That's... I know that we don't have time to explain more than that. We don't have time. But she came back, and you remember in the end they were saying, "Oh, I want you to move to my farm."
Yeah,
and he's like,
right.
"Wait, you came on the show to move to my farm?"
Yeah,
and that's what broke them up. Also, on that same show, that's another farmer sent home a girl because she had too many emotions. We're not making this up. Tune in to Fox next fall.
He tried to go back.
And then he tried to go back.
Over, and it didn't work. Heck no.
So that's my point. Sometimes you make a decision and you're like, wait, what was I thinking?
Okay, valid.
So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I can't wait till that show comes back on because I know there are people that don't watch that'll only hear about it from us. So yeah, so that's where we end, I think, with Bachelorette this week. Aaron B's back. It's kind of in limbo on what's going to happen with him. I don't care, but I will watch. And yeah, I think that's all. Was there anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, we're going to take a little pause and we're going to talk not about the shows we've been watching, but about Brooke's segment. We don't have a name for this segment yet.
Yeah, we don't know. It's just the tea, the gossip, the hot news on the reality TV people of the past and the present.
Okay, sure. Okay, so if you have any ideas, send them to us.
Yeah, we need some good ideas. Okay, so we're going to start out with some stuff coming out of Bachelor Nation. We have Jason and Caitlin. Jason Tartik and Caitlin Bristow broke up in their engagement. I think they were together like 4 years. I'm kind of sad. I wanted to see a lasting love. But at the same time, it always seemed like it was a little bit of a rebound because she moved on. She moved on from Sean like immediately to Jason. So I don't know. Also, I need more. Like, I need to know why. Like, if you're going to put it out there and then you're going to break up, just give us the full story, you know?
I think, did they? What? I thought they released a joint Instagram.
Yes, but it was one of those things. We still love each other. We respect each other. Yeah. We want nothing but the best for each other.
So you're saying you just don't accept that answer?
No.
Okay,
I mean, maybe you do, but also, like, tell us what happened. Was it communication issues? Was it someone was being really selfish? Was it, you know, like, give us some more.
Okay,
we
more.
We need some more.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to move into Real Housewives. So the saga continues with Kyle Richards, Umansky. We had talked about how her and Mauricio had separated. And there were all these rumors that she was dating the country singer Morgan Wallen. Well, her and Morgan released this statement.
I don't think she's dating Morgan Wallen, right?
Okay. That was the rumor.
Oh, okay.
And but you know, people were saying it because they had like posted all these instas together, and they were getting close. They were getting really close. Okay. And the signs were pointing to it. Look, you have to look at the TikToks where they're like people are assuming, right?
Is there one picture where they're on the plane together?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, so they now have released a statement that's like, we are not together, basically laughing, like, ha ha ha, y'all think that's so funny, but they are together all the time.
Okay, just for clarity, I'm not a country music fan. I thought Morgan Wallen was the guy who's like leading the charts right now. It's got like 10 songs in the top.
Oh, maybe I got the name wrong.
I think you did. I was trying to help you out.
Wait, what's the name?
I don't know. This is your segment. This is your segment.
Wait, what is the name? Is it Morgan? Oh no, now I have to do some Googling.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so wrong.
Yeah, I was trying to gently say it wasn't Morgan Wallen.
It's Morgan Wade. I'm starting rumors here.
No, you're right. That's similar names. Very different people.
Sorry, Morgan Wade. Anyway, they are still being spotted together all the time. Kyle was at her most recent concert at the back in the backstage. Morgan Wade's ex-girlfriend came on and did a TikTok, and it was like, when you go to the concert and you see the girl you didn't want to see there for your ex. So it just looks bad as in like something's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's all for that. Now so we are still getting radio silence from Raquel Leviss, and I am concerned.
Okay.
Hey, she has not been spotted. We don't know anything. However, Nick Viall, who we know from Bachelor Nation,
right?
You know, he has a very popular podcast,
right?
He also was on a show recently with Tom Sandoval called Special Forces.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love when the worlds collide.
Okay.
I love when we get like a reality show like Traders, where we got tons of people from different reality shows.
Right.
Don't know that I can get behind Special Forces, though.
Yeah, we won't be watching Special Forces.
That's what I'll be watching.
Definitely won't.
However, Nick Viall met Tom Sandoval on the filming of Special Forces, and on his podcast, he said that Tom brought endearing pictures of him and Raquel to the filming.
Right.
When you're not even supposed to, according to Nick, bring pictures, period.
Right.
So, are they together? Are they not together? We still don't really know.
No clue.
But also, was Tom just trying to do damage control?
Right.
Or is there really something still going on?
Right.
I'm just saying, like, it's time for Raquel to speak.
Okay.
Everybody else is out there just moving on, living their life.
Mm-hmm.
She's gotta live her life.
Right.
And we gotta know.
Okay.
If she's okay.
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 This is all out of
Raquel,
concern.
if you're listening.
She's not, but go ahead.
Send some signs. Okay? send something.
Personally to our email address.
Let us know you're okay. ThePeoplesRose.com, Spotify, leave a comment. Whatever you have to do to get in touch, DM me on Instagram, whatever. I need to know.
Okay.
I'm a mental health professional, too. I will help.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you, Brooke. That was a great reality segment. Morgan Wallen, please do not sue us.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. My bad. Morgan Wade. But also, don't sue us either, Morgan Wade and Kyle. Okay, thanks.
Okay. So we have been also talking about Claim to Fame, but before we get to that, one of our favorite shows premiered last week, and we've been sitting discussing how we're going to cover it on the podcast.
Listen, this show, if you don't watch Big Brother, it is a 24/7 show. Okay, they are live feeds, 24/7. Things are happening and changing every single day. So that's going to be a lot to cover.
Right. So realistically, we are going to have a lot to cover, but a lot because of the nature of the show and that we do watch and keep up with the live feeds. Well, I guess we'll just know about things that happen before they happen on the show. So not to spoil it.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't spoil it. We are going to wait until the live evictions, which happen on Thursdays, to talk about everything we know about the show and the live feeds, because at that moment, everything's caught up. So we said all that to say, for these last few weeks of charity season, we're likely to have a show on Monday where we talk about that and Claim to Fame and Brooke's segment. And then we're also, if Lord willing, we'll do a special Big Brother only episode on Thursdays.
For a couple weeks. And then once the ABC shows ends, Claim to Fame and Bachelorette end, we'll move to once a week on Thursday. Yeah.
So we don't, just not to make this a 7-hour pod because of all this stuff, and not to spoil the people we know listen to us, because we have loyal fans. And we don't want to spoil it for them, but we will just talk about the premiere of Big Brother really briefly, and then we'll talk fully on it on Thursday.
What I will say is I was the one who said Riley was one to watch, and guess who won the first HOH, baby?
Okay, well, we're going to cut that out. Did that happen? Oh, yeah, well, that happened Sunday.
We saw that on Sunday.
You're right, but see, I don't know, because in the live feed, she's not looking too hot right now. He's already kind of...
What's she doing?
Yeah, well, I'll catch you up. We'll talk about it Thursday.
Okay,
Tune in Thursday to get caught up. So, on premiere and Sunday, which you're right, has happened. What do you just think of the cast so far?
I think it's a great cast.
Great cast.
It's very diverse. I think that you got people from a bunch of different walks of life. I think it's going to be good.
Good. Yeah, I agree. We've got our Survivor legend for Survivor Friends, Sari, is on the show with her son, Jarrett, who is also on the show. Not too many people know, just one other person knows. So you got that dynamic going on. You got older house guests. You've got super young house guests still in college. We've got super fans. We've got recruits.
Yeah.
It's a really great mix. And it's led to some pretty hectic gameplay so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty...
Right.
chaos.
I don't think this is going to be a buy the numbers, a buy the numbers season. I don't think this is going to be a plain Jane. How's that for you? A plain Jane season. We are going to see some good gameplay with bad gameplay, and bad gameplay that leads to good gameplay, and such and so forth and so forth and so more. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I think it's going to be good. I think that's the gist.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be entertaining, and
it always is.
It's always entertaining. And we hope you watch along with us. If you're listening, you don't watch, please listen to us.
Listen, it's a big commitment because it does come on 3 nights a week.
Right, but if you only want to watch Thursdays, watch on Thursdays and then listen to us and we'll give you the fill-in on everything.
True.
We realize people don't watch as much as we do, and that's why you listen to us. And if you do watch, Brooke and I are super fans. So we will talk on Thursday episodes, the Big Brother episodes, strategy, you know what I'm saying? And please comment, please reach out to us if you see things we miss.
Jared is better at the strategy than I am, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, well. But we're really excited about it. You'll hear more from us Thursday, Lord willing. There's one thing though.
What?
One thing I will say before Thursday, Big Brother is also kind of a little cheesy and corny at times.
Oh, for sure.
It's a great show. It's a great strategic show. There's a lot to it. It's a social experiment, but it never fails. We're trying to get someone to watch Big Brother, and we'll turn it on. And like the premiere episode, they literally built a machine where you had to kick yourself in the butt with a shoe. It was, and I just
which is also now in the house,
right? And so you're gonna get that. So prepare for that, but I think you'll enjoy it if you watch and listen to our podcast.
Agreed.
Okay, let's talk about the show. I feel like we're a broken record. I know I say this all the time. Claim to Fame gets better and better every
week.
Every week. It's going all the way back to season 1 until now. I think it's okay to say this is now one of my favorite shows.
Oh my gosh, bold statement.
It's super entertaining.
Wow. It is. It really is.
Even when they're playing bad, it's fun to watch.
It is.
And we had another
It's fun to guess, too.
Yeah, you feel involved.
Yeah, sometimes it's, frustrating because you're like, I don't know, and I could just Google it in 10 seconds.
Right.
But I instantly got the clue last night.
Yeah, you did.
I instantly got it.
Okay.
That felt good.
Okay, yeah.
Should we tell them what it was?
Okay, yeah, let's start. Well, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
We started off with, how did we start off? It just started off with, I guess, picking up where they left off last week. Olivia just got sent home. And Chris and Gabriel are in the best spot in the house because they've got Monet's clue. They got everyone's clue.
Yeah, right? Chris kept gloating about how he had everyone's clue but Gabriel. And Gabriel's the last clue left, and he's one of the better players. And so Gabriel and Chris are aligned with each other. No one knows who they're related to, clearly. Mm-hmm. And they're a force to be reckoned with. Mm-hmm. So you got the rest of the house just kind of waiting in the wings to see what happened. And then the Jonas Brothers. Have we said the Jonas Brothers' name once on this podcast? I don't know, but it's Franklin. I made a mental note this week. Franklin and is it Nick?
Who knows?
I don't know, but the one that no one knows, his name is Franklin.
Right. It's a non canon Jonas brother. That's a part of this. That's one of the hosts. Anyways, the Jonas Brothers come and they tell the house guests, hey, we're doing a challenge. It's the final challenge for the last clue to be pulled. And Gabriel, it's going to be in teams, and Gabriel got to pick the teams. So knowing it was going to be his clue that was to be pulled, he picked Chris.
Because he said he felt most comfortable with Chris. So if they won, he trusted Chris to have his clue.
Much to the chagrin of Monet.
Oh my gosh, she was so mad.
Right. So Monet got paired with Hugo, which everyone knew immediately that was a disaster.
Hugo is just like, he's kind of just like a puppy. Like, he's just
like a puppy that you go to someone's house and you're like, is that dog okay? No, and I don't even mean that in a mean way. Hugo is just, he's a very distinct person.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say I don't know if I've never met Hugo, but I don't know if I've encountered anyone quite like him.
Goofy.
He's goofy, but not in a goofy, silly way, just kind of in a
No, he kind of is in a goofy, silly way.
Okay.
And he also always lifts his, like, y'all can't see me. We're not on video, but he, like, lifts his chin up when he talks. It's very odd.
Right, but it's not from it. Well, at first I'm like, is this guy very pretentious? But it doesn't even seem to be that way. I almost wonder if it's a tick.
Yeah.
But he just, or maybe his eyes, maybe it's easier for him to see.
Oh, that could be it.
There's a lot of things that it could be. The point is, he's got a lot of things that we don't.
And he's not, but he's also not, like, serious about the game. Like, he doesn't seem competitive.
I think he is very competitive.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What makes you say that?
Well, because he was like, pick me, I know it, it'll be me. And I don't think he was trying to lose on purpose. I just think he wanted to be able to gloat and say he got it right.
Maybe,
So,
but to me that was more of just like, I don't care about this game. If I get it wrong, I'll go home.
no, but they
And then
didn't.
when
They were confident. He's the one who thought he knew Chris's clue.
Well, yeah, but then when he was with doing the challenge with Monet, he was kind of just like, I don't know. I'll just.
But I think that had more to do with just him not liking. Well, not that he doesn't like Monet, just being like.
Yeah, because he did say. But that's the thing. He did say, like, I just want to annoy her. I want to get under her skin. Jared, you would never, if you were in a competition, you would not put aside winning for annoying your partner.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I guess so. Okay, so back to it. Yes, and then Karsten and JR were together. I think it's a good point to talk about where they're at. People don't know Karsten. Is it Karsten? Carson's clue because they thought it was Jeff. They were wrong. Yeah. They now think it might be Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Listen, I don't know a thing about race car drivers, so...
It has to be. I don't know who else it could be.
I don't know.
They think JR is 100%.
It's like Danica Patrick.
It's not, because in her clue, it said her celebrity knows Danica Patrick.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So then they, well,
Wait,
yeah.
Who is Danica Patrick's dad?
I don't know if her dad's a famous driver.
Oh, I thought that was like a thing. Like that was the whole family.
That's Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are both drivers.
Oh.
She might have a driver dad, but I don't know if he's as famous as she was.
Okay.
So they think JR is related to, most of the house doesn't really know. They think it might be D Wade, but Chris and Gabriel know, and it is true for JR that he's related to Lil Nas X.
Mm-hmm.
Monet, no one in the house knows this, but I would say with absolute certainty she's related to JB Smoove. So she's in a good spot. They don't really know hers.
I don't think they're ever going to guess her.
They never will. They just never will. And
it's going to come down to her, Gabriel, and Chris.
Right.
Except...
Hold on. And then Hugo, I think everyone knows is Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
And Gabriel, no one knows. And Chris, no one knows. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I just was going to say, now that we have Chris's clue, Gabriel's clue, if that gets out, I think that's going to be pretty easy.
Yeah, it depends. If it gets to Monet or JR, they're going to know immediately.
Right.
So fast forward, Chris and Gabriel win the competition. It was just like they had to it was a puzzle comp. And they win it. I mean, unexpectedly, I think those are the two best players comp-wise, and they're the most hidden clue-wise.
Right.
Chris and Gabriel pull his clue. And Gabriel's like, so it's obvious who it is, because Brooke, tell us what the clue was.
Okay, so it was a man or a person pushing a baby stroller, and then it said 2, like the number 2, and then a greater sign, and then there were 10 babies, and then there was drums, like a snare drum, and
a star. So what is that, Brooke?
So father to greater than 10 kids and a drum star. Obviously, it's Nick Cannon. I got it in 2 seconds.
Right. Chris, however, did not.
Chris, however, was like, oh, yeah, I don't
But
know.
he kind of tried to fake he knew who it was, but he didn't know who it was.
Well, Chris had made a deal with Carson and said, if I get Gabriel's clue or if you get Gabriel's clue, let's switch it.
Right.
Let's look at it. And so he ended up showing the clue to Carson, and Carson didn't get it either.
Right. She was like, what does 10 babies have to do with it? Because they're thinking athlete. They're still thinking.
Yes, they're still on this athlete. And then even JR said in his confessional that he said 100%
knew it was
Gabriel,
Julius Peppers.
Yes.
And didn't even look at more Gabriel clues that he had the opportunity to look at.
But, I mean, that's just so dumb. Well, so let's get into the elimination, though.
Right.
That's where the drama comes.
Right. So after a series of who's going to be the guesters, Chris and Gabriel got to decide since they won the comp. They're looking and they end up picking Hugo to guest because Hugo and the rest of the house saved Chris and Gabriel.
I can't.
Convinced themselves with absolute certainty that Chris's celebrity was Elton John.
And can we just say the editing from the producers was just chef's kiss, because they literally have them in the competition looking at the clues, and it says about Chris's celebrity from Utah. Right? And Chris goes, man, if anyone sees on there that Mormon or Utah, they're gonna know instantly.
Right.
So then
Hugo's like, Elton John.
Cut to all of them conspiring, talking about who it could be, and they're like, Elton John, he wore a coat of many colors. He had a residency in Vegas.
And they're like, yeah, and he's from Utah. And I was like, oh no.
He wears a colorful coat. Where in the world are they living that they think Elton John is from Utah?
And this is after they had convinced themselves it was Billy Idol.
Yo, gosh. And then JR has the audacity to say, yeah, he does look like Elton John.
No, not just that. They're like, he looks just like him. How come we didn't see it before?
I mean, oh my God.
So because of this and how, I mean, they were running through the house, so happy they figured out Chris.
Happy.
So they tricked Chris into thinking he was safe.
Yes. Hugo, they all knew Hugo was going to go up, and Hugo told Chris he was going to guess Carson. And Chris said, if you guess Carson, I will give you Gabriel's clue. Right?
Right.
So then they vote Hugo to go up. No. And Hugo makes a shocking twist and calls up Chris. And so confidently says, I think your celebrity is Elton John.
Yeah, and the look on Chris's face of relief and almost kind of disbelief,
right,
was worth the price of admission.
Right, and then obviously it's wrong, and then we see that Hugo is in fact the grandson of Jimmy Carter.
Right, because he was wrong. They had to reveal his celebrity relative, and Chris is still under the radar. So right now they think they've guessed Elvis, they've guessed Elton John, and they've got a backup of Billy Idol. And I don't know if we said it yet this podcast, we said it before, they're so far away from Donny Osmond, I don't know how they'll ever guess him.
I mean,
short of someone saying, short of a clue for him being Donny Osmond.
Like at this point, I feel almost sad for Donny and Chris.
Right, Donnie's watching the show like, I still got it, guys. What are y'all talking about?
Chris is just like, thinks he's hanging on by a thread. And I'm like, Chris, you're good, dude. None of these people even know who Donny Osmond is. So
I would predict the final three to be Monet, Gabriel, and Chris. They'll never guess Monet's JB Smoove. So as long as she doesn't
even know that Curb Your Enthusiasm was a show.
Right. So as long as Monet doesn't get put up there,
yeah,
I think as a guesser, she could go to the end.
I think so too.
Because Gabriel, now that his clue is out there, if it gets to JR or Monet, they're going to look at that and say, oh,
yeah,
that's Nick Cannon.
Yep.
And he's gone immediately. So I think we could be looking at a Gabriel, Monet, Chris final three, and it's just going to come down, is Gabriel good enough to win to where he doesn't have to put himself at risk?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think realistically, it's Monet or Chris is gonna win.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's all because their celebrities are celebrities, but not, I guess, known enough anymore.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, you're right. Kind of like, oh, man.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. We're really enjoying watching the show. And I'm just hoping it continues. Maybe with the writer's strike, we'll get another season in a couple months.
Oh, my God.
There's already celebrity adjacent people looking to get their 15 seconds of fame. As for us, we're looking to have 50 plus minutes of fame by you listening to our podcast weekly. And we thank you for listening this long. If you've enjoyed it, please review and rate our podcast on any platform you've listened to it on. We greatly appreciate it. That helps us a lot. If you have not enjoyed our podcast, do not do that. Just don't listen anymore. Respectfully. You can reach out to us. We'll probably put a poll up for advice for Brooke's segment name. Please you can find that on the Spotify app. Or you can, if you just want to talk to us, reach out to us. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on all social media that's relevant, I guess. And we'll be talking about our reality shows on there during the week as well. At the end of the podcast, my mouth gave out on me. So, we thank you for listening. We pray you continue to do so, and hope to see you Thursday, where we'll be talking Big Brother. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.